Hey babes, my name is Maria and I own Sea Grape Apothecary. Today is a very special day. I would love to introduce you to the Pleasure Filled Year, my brand new 6-month long course for 2021. I developed this course as a way to help you come back to your pleasure and your desire because fundamentally as a human, I believe we deserve to be in our pleasure. We deserve to be surrounded by beauty. We deserve to feel luscious and juicy about life, and we deserve to celebrate being in a human body. I'd love to tell you a little bit more about this course, but first a little bit more about myself and Sea Grape. So like I said, my name is Maria, and I was born in the Republic of Georgia and immigrated to New York with my family when I was little. Tbilisi, the city I was born, um, translates to a warm place because the city is actually built on a hot spring, and it's no wonder that I bathe for a living because I'm super connected to the energy of water and fire, which is perfect for hot spring energy. And magically, I've been practicing connecting to my ancestry for the last couple of years and to my own pleasure for the last 11, which is how long I've had Sea Grape Apothecary. It's wild to think about, but it's true. Um, Immigrating to a different country was a really difficult move for me as a child, but really informed my sense of place or lack thereof, um, and has propelled me as an adult to search for uh, grounding, to search for my roots and my ancestry through my magical practice. And I'm so excited to share that practice with you and to help you cultivate your own version of it. I think pleasure plays such a vital part in us coming home to ourselves as magical creatures, and as humans, because a lot of us walk through the world very disconnected, kind of feeling stuck or unhappy, which I can completely relate to. Um, Pleasure Filled Year is all about helping you cultivate that desire and pleasure, that fire in your belly, and to make space for it within community. I think it's vital to have a support system and also, to be in a support system that cheers you on, that validates you, that sees you as the whole person that you are. And Pleasure Filled Year is specifically a community-based course where there's going to be a small number of us working together through the course of 6 months to really cultivate that pleasure principle through a variety of approaches and modules. So everything from beauty, defining your values, working your gratitude, tapping into your own abundance, right? There's going to be a variety of topics, which will include spell work, practices, homework assignments, resources, all of the things that I have been cultivating and learning for the last 11 years. I am a wealth of information and I super love sharing that information. And so having this course is a concentrated place for me to do so. I have developed a lot of bathing practices, food practices, ancestral practices, and gratitude practices over the last 5 or 6 years that all center pleasure. And I would love to share that with you and to see you also be completely in your pleasure through the process. If you're here and if you're watching this video, chances are you're also interested in cultivating your pleasure. This is what Sea Grape is all about. It's here to help you turn self-care into a love affair. As a brand and as a company, all of the products that we stock, make, and carry help you turn self-care into a love affair. And this course is here to do just that. I think it's really difficult to put this idea into practice, even if you have all the tools, because without support, it's almost impossible to actually fulfill those goals and dreams and desires. I feel like we need people to cheer us on, community to support us, chosen family to really, love us unconditionally through the messy process that is finding ourselves, because we're messy humans. And I think that's the beauty of existing in a human body, is having the full spectrum experience to then come home to yourself, only to turn around and decide, these are the ways that you've grown, and do that cycle and circle all over again. A community support system is incredibly vital to get you there. And so a pleasure-filled year is just that. It's a community to help you support your desires and pleasure as you reach for them through magical practices, through kitchen witchery, through personal bathing practices, through scent and sensuality, through your own body wisdom. It's a group and a course to help you come home to yourself. And if you're here, I bet you're ready to come home to yourself. Maybe you're tired of feeling a complete disconnect from your life and your dreams. Maybe you're tired of feeling lonely through the process. Maybe you'd love to have a developed magical practice but don't even know where to start. Maybe you're ready to dive into figuring out what your ancestral practices are and feeling more rooted to, a sense of to rooted into a place or into yourself. So finding home, finding your feet and your roots. If you're ready for all of that is pleasure work, because you can't be a whole, fulfilled, juicy, luscious human without knowing, what your magical practices are, what your spiritual practices are, what your practical needs are, and the ways in which you need to be supported in community. So we are here to provide all of that for you. The pleasure-filled year is also just a space to cultivate, not necessarily a new you, but a more developed, wise you. I believe that all of the things we need are already in our bodies. Our ancestors are already a part of our body. Even if we don't know who our ancestors are, even if we don't know what land we come from, even if we don't know what our magical traditions used to be, all of that wisdom is in your body. But it is important to develop practices to help you tap back into it so that you can kind of dig those practices and beliefs and structures up and implement them in ways that make sense for your life now. This is really hard work, and community support is going to be the number one thing that we all reach for when we're looking for that kind of support. So these are some of the things that we're going to cover in a pleasure-filled year. So we're going to align ourselves with our values to open the door for pleasure. If you've never thought about what your values are, this is also a good opportunity. After you're done watching your video, this is a journaling prompt. You'll get a lot of homework through the course as well. After you're done with the video, sit down and write out your values, 5 or 6 values that you live by. If you don't know what they are, this is a good opportunity to start to look into that. Because if you don't know where your values are, you don't know where your pleasure lies. Okay. Energetic boundaries, setting parameters and naming your desire. So how do we, as empaths, clear our energetic field? How do we protect ourselves? Some of the other things we'll go over in the pleasure-filled year are kitchen magic and medicine, bathing practices and self-care rituals, my favorite, scent and sensuality, leaning into being in your pleasure, developing a daily practice based in pleasure, connecting beauty, intuition, pleasure, and magic, finding your community, figuring out how to be in your body, finding beauty, gratitude, and fostering abundance through it, stepping into your own magic, connecting with your ancestors, building altars, creating ritual baths, building a life around pleasure, figuring out how to research magical curiosities, and the ethics around that, cultivating beauty, curiosity, and a sense of wonder, and then tools for staying in alignment with yourself. This course is going to be so packed full of really incredible, luscious, juicy information. So why did I create this course, you ask? A couple of years ago, maybe 6 years ago, I was in a really shitty place in my life. I felt very stuck. I felt very disconnected from my body and from my creativity and magic. As an artist, creativity is the number one way I channel information from spirit, is the number one way that I'm connected to myself. And obviously, as an entrepreneur and a small business owner, I'm creative every day of my life, through the decisions I'm making, through the product and, artwork I'm creating. And so about 6 years ago, I felt so stuck that I just felt like I was on autopilot and I couldn't figure out how to get myself out of that space. I attended a class that was about boundaries, super randomly. I just stumbled on it and Spirit said, go to this class. And I said, okay. So I went. And the instructor painted this really beautiful picture for us that still sticks with me through this day. She said, if you're on one bank and you're trying to get to the other bank, but the river in the middle has dried up, how will you get from point A to point B? And this was an analogy, obviously, for having a full cup. And I thought, dang, my cup is so empty that although I see point B, I see where I want to be, and I can picture it. I can picture that desire. I have no idea how to get from point A to point B because all of my cups are empty. Uh, there's no like emotional energy. There's no desire filling my cup. I'm not doing anything for myself to help get me to a full cup. So how can I swim across to point B? I couldn't, right? And that realization, that visual of I'm standing on this bank and I can see what I desire, but I can't get there because I've given all of my energy away, was really striking for me. And I thought, okay, this is a problem. I'm a very giving person. I'm naturally inclined to help people and to kind of go above and beyond if I can. But I was in such a toxic pattern at the time, and I think this is true for a lot of folks assigned female at birth, and maybe even like as a queer person more so. I had this toxic pattern of giving a lot of myself away for validation, for a variety of reasons, because I was taught I was supposed to. That's how my family kind of raised me. And so I found my cup completely empty to the point where I didn't have energy sometimes to get out of bed. And I had all of this creative drive I do every day of my life. Spirit is really strong within me. And I'm full of ideas all day, every day, for anybody that knows me. And I just found it to be really sad that although I was so full of passion and ideas, I didn't know how to get to point B in my life. And so that's really when I started the journey to pleasure and to prioritizing myself, to investing in myself, making space for the things that I wanted, saying no to things that didn't serve me. And this was really hard work because I was doing it alone. I wasn't really telling anybody I was struggling. I know you can relate. I know you can relate. And I was just kind of like, bearing the weight of all of that, trying my best to fill my cup without really knowing, without having a structure, without really knowing what that looked like, without really even knowing what filled my cup at that point. So doing this work alone was really hard. And 6 years later, I think, how incredible is it to build community, to support each other, to turn around and tell somebody, you've got this, you can totally do it. I believe in you 100%. Let's go get that dream. Let's get your cup full. How do I help you? And then in return, this is what I need from you, right? Being in a community like that is incredibly powerful when seeking pleasure and desire and seeking to fill your own cup. And so pleasure-filled year is just that. It's a way for you to be supported and to have a structure so that you, in your body wisdom, in your own wisdom, can get yourself from point A to point B in whatever you desire. So imagine what it would feel like to have a non-judgmental support system. Just close your eyes and imagine it. Imagine what it would feel like to have magical practices to anchor you, to have a safe place to dream big without expectations or judgment, to do things in baby steps to get to where you're going. Practice dating yourself without guilt or shame. This is something I will implement in the pleasure-filled year. Imagine what it feels like to establish and be supported in your values. Imagine what it feels like to have boundaries enthusiastically affirmed. Have your needs reflected and appreciated without judgment, without being judged. And to be in a community where your pleasure, joy, and existence are affirmed and celebrated as the whole human that you are, as the witch that you are, as the babe that you are. And this course is for you if that resonates, if you love the idea of being in a space like this, if you're ready to lean into calling in pleasure, if you're ready to love yourself deeper, if you're ready to love yourself, period, wherever you're at. This course is also for you if you're ready to step more fully into being your best, into living your best and juiciest life. If you know you need rest and self-care but haven't made space for it yet. If you're ready to surround yourself by a supportive and loving and magical community, if you're ready to form deep and lasting relationships with your ancestors and spirit allies, if you're ready to learn more ways to practice self-care and live a juicy life, and this course is for you if you're ready to make space for magic in your life as well. If all of that sounds good, this is the right place for you, and I'm so glad you're here. So this course is going to help you be able to identify your values and pleasure principles. If you haven't thought about your values or pleasure principles, this is vital, and I can't wait to do it with you. This course will also help you live a life full of pleasure, see the beauty and magic in all parts of your life, embody confidence, self-regard, and pleasure as guiding principles, have connection to plant and spirit allies and your ancestors if you choose to, know how to deep dive into a variety of magical and self-care practices, know how to turn self-care into a love affair by dating yourself, have a deeper connection with your ancestors and plantcestors and the magical practices you choose to engage with. So we're going to help build out a pleasure-filled year that's custom to you. Everyone has different needs and different things that fill their cup, and I'm so excited to dig through all those things and help you figure out what your needs are. So these are some of the things that we'll cover in the pleasure-filled year in the 6 months that we're together from February to July. Aligning yourself with your values to open the door for pleasure, energetic boundaries, setting parameters and naming your desire, kitchen magic and medicine, bathing practices and self-care rituals, scent and sensuality, developing daily practice based in pleasure, connecting beauty, intuition, pleasure, and magic, finding your community. We will be your community. It's a built-in community. Being in your body, finding beauty, gratitude, and fostering abundance, stepping into your own magic, connecting with your ancestors, building an altar, creating bathing rituals, researching magical curiosities. It's such a packed course, and I think that you're going to be really impressed with how intimate the community is going to be, even though this happens digitally. So how will the course be delivered? It is a digital course. We'll be together for 6 months, February through July. And you will be invited to join the Sea Great Babes, our online membership community, for free as part of this course. So not only will you have access to the entire community, which includes spell work, blog posts, video tutorials, workshops, kind of a variety of really incredible things already built in. Not only will you have access to that, but there'll also be a private portal just for you, just for the pleasure-filled year, where you will get video uploads of new classes twice a month. So every first and second Monday, there will be an upload in the private community. And then every third Monday of the month, there's going to be a live roundtable Zoom call. So this is where you can ask questions about your homework assignments, where you can brainstorm, or we can deep dive if something comes up, if you have a specific question, if you'd love to learn more about something that we covered. It's just going to be for you, a live roundtable with me, with direct access to all of the knowledge that I hold, so you can kind of gather your questions and bring them to the table. So 6 months of this, including homework assignments in between, inspiration, research material, books, PDFs, all kinds of custom work that I'm going to be doing for you all through the month. Aside from the videos and the roundtable. You'll also get a welcome kit with signing up for the pleasure-filled year. That's worth $150. That's your starter kit for the pleasure-filled year. It will include this book that I made for the entire year of 2021. So this has journaling prompts for every month and every new and full moon for the entire year of 2021. So you'll get one of these, as well as a journal, some scrapbooking material like stamps and pens and really fun tools like that, bathing essentials like candles, bath soaks, and soap to get your bathing ritual started, and lots of other PDFs and suggestions and spells as well. So the packed curriculum is 6 modules, so a module a month, and we will spend 2 classes on each module. The modules are confidence, pleasure, beauty, community, embodiment, and connection. We'll cover seasonality, we'll cover spells according to the months, and a variety of other things. It's going to be such a packed class. And the application deadline is January 15th, 2021. Don't snooze on it. We will be interviewing for the class, so submit your applications early and make sure that you pay the deposit, which is $500 to hold your spot. It's going to be a very small and intimate group of us. It's the first year that I'm doing it, so next year is going to be much bigger. If you'd like to work intimately with me, this is your opportunity to take advantage. So again, the deadline to sign up is January 15th, 2021. Your investment for the course is $3,500. $500 of that is the deposit, and then the rest of it can be paid in a payment plan of $500 a month for 6 months. If you'd like to pay in full, it's just $3,000, so you get $500 off. And if you sign up by December 15th, you get an additional free year in Sea Grape Babes, our private membership site, which is a $200 value. So you can be a member all of 2021 and 2022. There are also 3 BIPOC tickets available at $2,000 with a $500 deposit that goes towards that $2,000. If you need a BIPOC spot, just email us at info@seagrapeapothecary.com, and we will have you fill out the application and figure that out. So the interview process is going to ensure that all of us are a good fit. There's a variety of questions that you'll need to answer, and then we'll also chat afterwards to make sure that we are in alignment. So how to apply? Go to seagrapeapothecary.com and look for the application on the homepage. You can also apply by clicking the link in our Facebook or Instagram profile. It'll be very visible, very easy to find. There'll also be an Instagram highlight in case you're curious with more information on it. So you do need to pay that $500 to reserve your spot, and then if for some reason we feel like you're not a good fit, we will refund that money to you. So again, if you sign up by December 15th of this year of 2020, you will get an additional free year in Sea Grape Babes, which is a $200 value. So don't snooze on that. I can't wait to work with you. I can't wait to help you cultivate your pleasure. I can't wait to share my own wisdom and what I've learned over the last 11 years of running my own company, of cultivating the life I wanted to live, and having pleasure be the guiding light and the principle by which I made my decisions and how I ended up where I am, which I feel super grateful for and super lucky to be here. I think it's really magical. I wish I had a community when I was starting to do this work and when I was feeling really stuck. And I wish I had kind of like a coven, you know, to fall back on, to ask questions, to receive support from, to try new things in a safe environment. And I'm so thankful to be able to provide that for you and to be a safe place for you to arrive home. I think this is so understated, but you are home in your body. And if you don't feel that way, and if you'd like to, coming home to yourself through the pleasure-filled year is the right choice. If you feel called to this course and this work, please submit your application as soon as possible. Pay the deposit and shoot us an email if you have any questions. We would love to chat with you and answer any of them. Again, the email is info@seagrapeapothecary.com, and the website is seagrapeapothecary.com to apply.